Hello, welcome back to Who Be an Actor. My name is Ngqobe WBNA and I am an actor. This is the final video that I have on games unless I get a request for more, in which case I will do more. So we are going to do a version of a game that we already play. Now, as you know, these games aren't just to have fun. This is part of actor training or team building or world building. So we always do a little bit of a nudge and a twitch. If you've looked at the title and you don't speak isiNdebele or isiXhosa or isiZulu or any of the other, or Swati or any of the other Nguni languages, you've gone, huh? So this week we are going to look at Ngqobe WBNA. Now this game is played. In English it's tag, I think. Yeah, it's tag. You know, like where you, I think the Indians call it pakar, where you're trying to catch people. Someone is it and they're trying to catch people. So the variation that we're going to do is this. You can play this indoors or you can play it outdoors. Now, the benefit of playing it indoors is, again, the person whose job it is to listen doesn't have other noises. And it also teaches your group, like, self-control. You can play it outside, and that adds like a fun element to it, and, you know, some problems that will give your players things to solve. And that's also interesting because then you get to watch how they problem solve, whatever those problems are. So the variation we're going to do is this. The person that is it, they have to be blindfolded. And they get to pick the blindfold. So don't worry if you're the one who's going to be blindfolded. I know I don't like it either. So you get to pick the blindfold. However, it has to actually be a blindfold. So you can't pick a scarf that's porous so that you can see through. No. You pick something because then you feel like you're in control, at least of that. You're blindfolded by someone whom you trust. You're comfortable in the blindfold. You're put in the center of the room or the center of the field, whatever space you're playing in, you're in the center. 5 minimum. Well, the reason why I advise 5 is it's not too big a number of people for the person to try and catch. So those people, their job is to move in towards the person who's blindfolded so that they can catch them. The job of the person in the center is to one by one catch them before they catch him. Right? Now, for difficulty, if you want, you can make sure that everyone is blindfolded so that you're all kind of thinking in the dark. The fun part is to make sure that making sure that only the person in the center is blindfolded is that it's really great watching people who are not blindfolded trying. I'm laughing. Trying to outdo, like, okay. Essentially, it's nice to watch them try to outdo each other and trying to work as a team. So like you're trying to corral that person into a designated zone. So you're trying to get them from their base to your base and trying to work out teamwork, how you do that. But if you're all blindfolded, then it turns into a game of survival of the fittest, because if the person in the center touches you, you're out. Zombie, gone. That leaves you down 4-4, and then 3, then 2, then 1, and then they win. But if you manage to corral that person into your section of the room, then you win. That's it. It's convoluted and simple at the same time, I think. The point of this game is the person with the blindfold on really has to listen and learn how to trust their instincts, because from being in it, you can sense that there are people around you. Don't doubt, catch the person. The observers will tell you whether you've caught one of, your your hunters, or whether you've caught one of them. Observers, you have to be honest. There's no taking sides. You have to, even if your best friend is the one with the blindfold, or your best friend is the one who's been caught, you have to be honest and say you've caught them. Also, crucially, for the purposes of this, if the 5 players aren't blindfolded, you don't take, once someone is caught, everyone stops moving. So you don't take the opportunity to run at the person in the blindfold, catch them and force them into your section. No. When someone is caught, everyone freezes. The person with the blindfold doesn't take off their blindfold. The observers say, yes, you've caught a person. No, you haven't caught a person. And the person who's been caught has to admit, yes, it's me. You've caught me. The great thing is, before you put a blindfold on a person, you select your 6 players. So say Mohadi's got the blindfold on, and then we see so and so, so and so, so and so, and so and so, and so and so are the people that you're trying to catch. So we all know who's in the game with us. Then the blindfold goes on and you play. And when you get caught, you have to speak and say your name. So it teaches everyone honesty. It teaches you how to trust each other as a team, because you've got a blindfold on. You have to believe what everyone is telling you. And also you have to believe your instincts. You have to respond. If you sense movement, catch quickly, otherwise they catch you. So catch quickly. And if you catch them, boom, that's it, zombie. If they catch you, I think you can try to get away, but you can't do it in a violent way. Like if you have a coat, you slip it off and then you can try and catch them. But you can't, there's no fighting, there's none of that. This is our games. So this is about learning fair play. This is about learning honesty and trusting each other, learning how to work as a team. You're building a world. So world building is a really important part of playmaking, because if you're saying we are in a palace, you have to establish the rules of the palace, and you have to slowly build things up so that when you believe it, your audience will believe it. And like always, serious play. Does this matter? Are we having fun? If you're not having fun, you're not playing. And if you're having fun, but it's a mess, then it doesn't matter. And as always, as the instructor, you're observing how well your team works together, how well someone works with your team, and how much work and you need to do with individuals, and what work in particular you need to do with them. And just like last week, I would say, once you've played the game and you've finished, however many rounds you do, sit down in a circle and ask one good thing about yourself, one thing you want to work on, one good thing about someone else. And as the instructor, you're noting the things you want to work on with the people. Some people like to say, what's one thing that, so one good thing about the person and one thing that you think that they have improved on and still need to work on. So I noticed that so-and-so is really great at listening, really great at listening, and it would be nice if, you know, they kept working on playing with us. So if they were hogging the game and things like that. I don't think it's a good idea to do that for children or for people like at the earliest stages of a team, or if your team has lots of stuff that's contentious. I'm not sure that that's a good idea. You gauge, you know the people that you're working with. But it's always good to encourage each other in your craft. It's always good. And to encourage others in your craft, it's really good. And as always, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. I love you. May God bless you. May He keep you. May He make His face to shine on you and be gracious to you. May He turn His countenance towards you and give you peace. Bye.